Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. And in this one, I don't want to make this too long. I just want to, update the video I made a couple days ago talking about, I was speculating about who's going to get into Smash. Also, by the way, I am very sorry if you can hear noises. There's like construction happening in the background. I'll probably put music on. I don't normally like doing that, but I think I have to for this one. But in any case, I just want to quickly, cover, because a lot of that video is speculation based. I was like pretty sure it was going to be Springman, and so it's Min Min. The character coming to Smash is Min Min. No Echo Fighters, no multiple characters. It's just Min Min, and I gotta say, after seeing this, I'm actually really happy with that because Min Min pretty much seems like, if the community had to pick a favorite character, it seems like Min Min would probably be everyone's favorite. And this is something I actually can really get behind. When you put in a franchise, putting in everyone's favorite character from the franchise and not just the protagonist. You know what I mean? That really is kind of a concept I can get behind. Now here's the problem. Min Min is the exception that proves the rule. The rule being that a first character from a franchise to come into the game has to be the protagonist. Now, I know that contradicts what I said in the past, but Sakurai in the video says that Mr. Yabuki, the guy who makes ARMS, says that everyone is a protagonist in the game, except for the villain. So, yeah. The thing, at least I feel good about knowing that I wasn't technically wrong. I just didn't know that everybody was considered a protagonist, which is a little weird, but I'm not even sure if that's necessarily true. Maybe that's the justification he had to make for getting somebody in who wasn't Springman or Ribbon Girl. So, whatever. In any case, now we know that for sure. The character to get in has to be considered a protagonist. So, yeah. And so how does that bode for games like Mortal Kombat, for example? Everyone knows I want Scorpion. I think, I don't know, you could consider a lot of characters in Mortal Kombat protagonists, I think. If this is just the generic rule now, I mean, how do you deem somebody a protagonist? How do you deem someone not a protagonist? You know what I mean? It's a little difficult, I think. It's because it's like Liu Kang is definitely the protagonist of Mortal Kombat 11 and in the original story, and Scorpion and Sub-Zero, I mean, in the story they're kind of side characters, really. Most of the characters kind of are. So that's the thing. But if they're putting in a character, it's Scorpion or Sub-Zero, right? But in any case, I just wanted to. So it's Min Min. It's cool. I don't have a ton of attachment to ARMS or Min Min. So, but I'm happy to see Min Min get in the game. So I just wanted to quickly cover just what I think this means for the future. So the thing is that Min Min was a spirit in the game, and now Min Min's a fighter. So what does that mean? It means spirits do not deconfirm characters. It means a spirit can become a character. And I think there's definitely one character that this is sort of gonna go for besides Min Min, and I think it's definitely Geno. I think Geno, 100%, I have no doubt about it. I think he's going to become a character. This other thing I wanted to bring up is that the next character is the 77th character, and an upcoming date is 7/7. So what's funny is that Geno comes from Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, and so people are starting to think that maybe Geno will tie into the Sevens thing. And what happened today, and the other thing that happened, is we got Vault Boy as the deluxe Mii costume, and that is super cool. what's funny is that, like, I kind of thought about that. I was like, Vault Boy would make for... Well, I kind of thought he'd be a cool character, but then I was just like, probably more like a costume. And then I kind of forgot about it, and then he showed up, and I kind of was like, yeah, this really makes sense. Like, that is the most perfect, like, me costume ever, is Vault Boy. He's, like, the icon of the series. He represents the Fallout franchise. And it's just a costume. I mean, how much work, like, does that really take? And you're just representing an entire, you're representing an entire franchise just by this costume, And plus, it's, like, cool, very recognizable. But the thing about Vault Boy is that Min Min is the 76th character. And, of course, Fallout 76. And we got a Vault Boy skin. I mean, the odds of that being a coincidence, I think, are pretty low. I am assuming that they probably did that just because they were like, oh, 76. Like, they probably asked, hey, well, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just going to assume that wasn't a coincidence because that's, like, I don't know. I think that's, like, pretty crazy. Fallout 76 is, like, the current Fallout thing, even though it sucks, but, so there's that, and then everyone's talking about the Geno thing, because Spirits just got reconfirmed, and now there's this date, there's the 77th character, and 7/7 is coming. I spoke a lot in my video about the next the next DLC Smash review being Pokemon, and being on Wednesday. Do I still believe that? I think it remains to be seen. Junichi Masuda, the guy who works on Pokemon, he tweeted something about Diamonds. So obviously, Diamond and Pearl remakes gets announced easy, right? Easy. But it's just like, why cut it up into parts? I don't know. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's like nothing. I don't know. Another thing I can think of is maybe they didn't want Pokemon, the new Pokemon Snap, to get overshadowed by the Diamond and Pearl remakes. I mean, it's possible, but the thing I talked about in that video is just that they've never, I don't think they've like ever cared about that in the past, of splitting up their announcements because one thing would overshadow the other, They've dealt with that in, like, unique ways before. Like, I remember this one thing they announced, they made a huge deal out of Pokken getting ported from the Wii U to Switch, and then at the last second of the trailer, they're like, oh yeah, and there's a new version of the Pokemon game coming out this year. And that being Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, which is a big deal because it's the mainline Pokemon game, getting its enhanced version. Like, that's a big deal. That's like the big Pokemon game of the year, and it was at like the very end. So it's like if they didn't want it to overshadow it, they could have came up with something creative. But the fact that they had to split it up and be like, all right, we're gonna talk about the rest of this next week, I don't know. I still find it weird. But the reason I bring this up is because now I'm conflicted, because I'm just like, yeah, the 7/7 thing would be a really good time to do Geno. But then it's like, then there's this weird Pokemon stuff. So I don't know. I think it remains to be seen. I think we're just going to have to wait on that. But in any case, yeah, I'm excited to play as Min Min. This protagonist thing. It's a weird feeling because even though I was wrong, I was also kind of right. Because I was thinking it has to be the protagonist, which means it has to be Springman or Ribbon Girl. But then everyone's a protagonist, and I didn't know that. So I guess I wasn't technically wrong, but I was still wrong. They kind of treat Springman like shit in the trailer too, which is kind of funny because I don't actually like him that much, honestly. I think Min Min is much cooler. I think a lot of the characters in ARMS are really cool. Springman, yeah, is probably definitely the most bland character, I think. But he was what I consider the mascot protagonist, so. But in any case, here's the other thing I wanted to talk about. So there was this thing called the Party Crash Bash. Essentially, it was like a popularity contest for ARMS, and Min Min won. Shortly after, they announced ARMS was coming to Smash, people dug up the Party Crash Bash, and they were like, was this for Smash? And I think a lot of people were like, I don't know. But now that Min Min is in the game, I think that's pretty good evidence to say that Nintendo probably had a tough time deciding which ARMS character to put in. Sakurai said in the video that Mr. Yabuki asked him to put in Min Min, but there's a few ways you can see that. I feel like, I don't know. It's like the odds that Min Min is the most popular character. I feel like, and Min Min's in because he asked me to. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have great evidence for that, but I'm just saying I feel like the fact that Min Min won a popularity contest and now she's in Smash, I feel like there's probably a correlation there. But what do I know? Maybe I don't know anything. The last thing I wanted to say, this ties back into Scorpion. I know you guys probably hate me talking about this, but when MK11 was coming out on the Switch, they ran a poll. It was Scorpion and Sub-Zero, and they ran the poll, and they were tweeting at Mortal Kombat 11, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna fight you in a match," even though this match had never happened. I don't even know what this was about. This seemed like a really not subtle way for them to what's it called? Accumulate data, to get data for something. It was literally like they literally tweeted at them and they said, okay, we're gonna run a poll and whoever wins is who we're gonna play as. And then they were tweeting at them and be like, we're gonna fight you and all that. Of course, the people in the replies were immediately going like, is this for Smash? And they were like, don't fuck it up. Of course, Scorpion won it, only by a little, but I mean, now I have to think, is data like that for Smash? A popularity contest, polls. Obviously, if something's popular, they're gonna use that data and go, okay, here's something we know is popular, so let's do something with it. It could have been for nothing. I mean, it's possible that it could have just been, a new game was coming out. They wanted to just interact with, it could have been a contractual obligation, like do something for our game coming out, and then that's it. But it's just the fact that it's like they decided to do something that's data. Which of these two characters is more popular than the other? You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to bring that up because it's just like, if I ran a huge company, I feel like I would love to have data like that. It's like, we need to pick a character from this franchise, but we have no idea who to pick. So let's do a poll and make like it's not related to Smash, even though it is, type of thing. People didn't even catch on to the popularity contest thing until after ARMS was announced to be in Smash. So, I don't know. But in any case, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all I wanted to talk about. Yeah, honestly, I think the next few fighters are pretty clean cut. I think it's going to be a Pokemon. I think Crash is like 100%. Crash Bandicoot. Scorpion is just my guy, I just want him. I don't know if he's actually going to be in the game. Characters that have games that are like exclusive to Switch, like Travis Touchdown, and we know in the past that those characters like usually tend to kind of get in. Some companies haven't had a character yet, like Namco and Capcom. Like Capcom probably is going to get a character. So I feel like that doesn't leave much room for Scorpion on my part. It's probably going to be a Pokemon, Crash, Geno, and then, Lloyd Irving probably. Heihachi got deconfirmed, which I'm happy about. I'm sorry, but I'm happy about that. because I feel like there's only one more spot for a fighting game character. I'm not sure if ARMS counts because ARMS is first party, and I'm not sure if the fact that it's a fighting game really counts because it's not like a third party fighting game. So I still think representation from a third party fighting game is still open, and the fact that it's not going to be Heihachi, I feel a little bit better about now because Street Fighter and Fatal Fury are now off the table, and so is Tekken. So that doesn't leave much else. That leaves like Soul Calibur, it leaves Mortal Kombat, things like Guilty Gear and stuff like that. That's, those franchises can happen, but I just feel like, I don't know. I doubt it. Like this character named Soul Bad Guy, who I know nothing about. But I don't know. I just don't see that happening. But then again, I didn't see Terry happening. I didn't even know who he was when he got announced. So, but in any case, that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about. I don't want this to be too long, even though it already is long. But, oh well. Alright, so thank you so much for watching. I'll cover more Smash in the future. I'll be covering, whatever. A lot of different stuff. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Keep on fighting. Have a fantastic day.